Deborah Legow Schatz is president of the National Council of Jewish Women, Essex County section. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
You know, our friends at the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey told us about you and your organization and the fact that you have something called the Back to School Store. What is it and why is it so significant? You're helping a lot of people.
We do. It's an amazing, amazing event, and our friends at Healthcare Foundation are part of it, or have been part of it in the past. It is a program whereby we effectively create, build, and fill a pop-up department store every summer.
Where?
In West Orange. We hold it at B'nai Shalom. It's a local synagogue. Sure. And we bring in children, over 600 of them, in one single day.
Where are they from?
They're from all over the county. They come through social service agencies who we work directly with. They, in turn, identify the children who would qualify for the store. It's all kids going into grades K through 5, all underserved who really could use the goods that we're going to be able to give them. And they literally come in and shop at the store with a personal shopper. They walk through, they pick out all new clothes for school, a backpack, school supplies, personal care items, and they have a heck of a good time doing it.
So these kids, and by the way, Jackie, we're going to show some pictures. We're going to show some pictures as you're talking about it. These kids, first day of school, would otherwise have what? If this, we're showing pictures as we speak, what would they have otherwise?
Well, you know what? In every case, it's different, but many, many of the children tell us they've never had new clothes. Some of them have never had a backpack to take to school.
Never a backpack?
No, some of them don't. And these kids all get, that's the first thing they pick up when they start their day. They pick out a backpack of their choosing, and we have hundreds of them in all different colors.
Where do they come from? Where does this stuff come from?
Well, we purchase or negotiate for purchase or get in-kind donations from sponsors, funders, grantors. We raise a tremendous amount of money to do this. And then we work with local retailers, local wholesalers, and some of our sponsors and funders offer us goods in kind.
Are people generous?
People are amazingly
Why?
generous. Because they see what a difference it makes in the lives of children. When these personal shoppers work one-on-one with the kids.
Who are the personal shoppers? What's
volunteers, just like you and me.
So they go in with these kids?
They take them one-on-one.
Well, where are the parents?
The parents go into a family resource center where we have health screenings, social service information, all kinds of things for them. This is just the child and the adult.
So the parent is getting important information for the child and the family beyond this, and go back to the personal shopper and the kid. Go ahead.
Right. So the shopper and the child form a little bond for about 45 minutes, and they go into the store and they select the backpack and they go in, and it literally looks like a department store. There are racks and racks of clothing, and the child walks over and says, I like that one. And some of them have never had the opportunity to do this, but the real thing that got us was the first year a child said to us when they were picking out health care and personal care items, they picked out a toothbrush and they said, is this just for me? I've never had my own. And, you know, it just gets our hearts going, and we just want to do as much as we can because the parents are so appreciative, the social service agencies can't thank us enough, and the bottom line is the volunteers feel so great about doing it.
Where did this come from?
Well, one of our sections, an NCJW section in St. Louis, was doing it. So about 8 years ago, I went out to St. Louis with 2 of my co-chair volunteers, and we saw their store and saw what they were doing and took copious notes and came back and found a site and adapted it for Essex County. And off we went. We had 250 kids that first year. Now we had, this past August, we had over 620 in one day.
What's it do for you?
Oh, it makes me, I do all the training of the personal shoppers that day. They all go through a little half-hour training before they get their children. And as I always start my trainings, it's the best day of the year. It is the most rewarding thing I do in my life. And I've been doing volunteer work for well over 20 years with NCJW, with other organizations. It's just incredibly satisfying.
What happens? I mean, you've gone from a couple hundred kids to now 620
plus.
What happens? I mean, obviously the need is great, the demand is great. What happens as the need and the demand keeps getting greater? You can't grow.
Well, we can't outgrow our space right now,
Right.
but we can do things. We are talking about things like going out to agencies, to shelters, to other places, and delivering goods to them. We can only
Really?
take so many children
Sure.
through the store in a day. Right now, we haven't quite topped out on that. We shop for enough clothes for well over 800 children because we want everyone to have choice. So we store goods all year long, ready for next year.
What do you hear from, I'm sorry for interrupting, what do you
Go ahead.
hear from the parents?
Well, the parents are often standing there, thanking us, hugging us. They're so appreciative. And some of them return the next year, and some of them have more than one child coming through the store. And they make it very clear that we are serving a need, we're filling a gap in their lives, and they can't always do what they would like to do for their children. And this just gets everybody feeling so good as they head into the school year.
What does it do for the schools?
Well, we work with schools in a lot of ways. This obviously gives any school where these children attend a leg up because they come with some goods that they wouldn't have otherwise. We also have programs where we're working in schools. We have 4 schools. We run kids' emergency closets where in case they need some clothing at the last minute or the child has shown up on 10-degree, 20-degree days without a winter coat, we have closets in those schools for emergencies that teachers have access to, and they can fill in where those children clearly need.
You know, I've asked people this leadership question. CEOs, presidents of universities, educators, heads of nonprofits. But it's interesting, someone who is involved in volunteer work and doing the work you do, you may be one of the best people I could ever ask this. And so the question is this: what is the greatest lesson you learned about leadership?
Well, I would probably say it's twinned. Part of it would have to be that you need to be efficient with your time, and you have to delegate well.
Can't you? Someone says, just do it yourself. It's the only way you know it's going to get done.
I like to do things myself, but I have found out that it doesn't work that way. You can't do it. It's too big an organization. There's too many things that need to get done, and they will get done better if you can use different people to use their best skills to complement your best skills, because nobody has all the skills to do it all well. That's something I've
And how about
learned.
getting those great people?
Well, at NCJW, we're incredibly fortunate. We have 3,200 members in Essex County and probably several hundred who are incredibly active. I have a 63-person board, 15 of whom are past presidents. So they are there with all their expertise every day to help, and a staff of 13 who are amazing.
It's called the Back to School Store, and it is an incredible, incredible initiative in making a difference in the lives of so many. I want to thank you for joining us, Deborah. Keep doing what you're doing.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence, and 13 for WNET, NJTV, and WHYY. Funding for this edition of Caucus New Jersey has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo, New Jersey Resources, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, Berkeley College, New Jersey Sharing Network, and by MAGNACARE. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. Caucus New Jersey has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.